Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is one that has been highly requested and it stems from some Instagram stories that I did a couple of weeks ago, maybe, if that. So for those of you who are regulars, you will know that at the start of this year I decided to make myself a New Year's resolution, if you will. I think it was actually sort of mid-February that I made myself this resolution, so it was a slightly late one. But my resolution was, and this is my one and only resolution, and it was to go cruelty-free with all of my beauty products by the end of the year. Now, over the last 3 to maybe 4 years, probably since I turned 30, I've been trying to make small but gradual changes to my lifestyle just to be a bit better, to be a bit more sustainable, more conscious of what I'm using and wastage, to be more ethical. And along those lines, that's where cruelty-free beauty products came in. So I was a big fan of NARS, I loved Estee Lauder, Elizabeth Arden, particularly the 8 Hour Cream. I loved all of these brands. However, none of them are cruelty-free, which I very quickly learnt and was like, So that's my resolution, to go cruelty-free by the end of this year. And thus far, I think I'm actually doing really well. So basically what I'm doing is every now and then I will make an order from a cruelty-free brand that perhaps I haven't tried before. So I have made my very first Glossier order. Glossier is a US brand. It used to only be available in the US, and judging from the reaction from some of you UK girls over on my Instagram stories, many of you did not know that they now do UK shipping. They do UK shipping, and there are no customs charges. They must have like a European or a UK warehouse or something, which means that everything is shipped from within this country. And the shipping is quite quick as well, but we'll get to all that sort of nitty-gritty stuff towards the end of the video, because right now I want to focus on the products. So I've made 10 items within this order, and I'm going to start off with the Glossier Glossier. Is that how you pronounce it? Glossier. I feel like I added a slight pizzazz to that. The Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. So I went for the 177ml size of this product. It does come in a smaller size as well. I suppose that'd be good if you just wanted to test the product. I've gone for the biggie, and actually I don't think this is going to last me very long because I've already gone through, after a week, a quarter of the bottle. This cleanser is soap, paraben and sulfate free, and it's also a non-comedogenic product, which basically means that it shouldn't clog your pores, or the formula has been designed so that it shouldn't clog your pores. Now, I have very large pores on my nose. I have combination skin. This area here, my T-zone, is an oily area. The rest of my face, I would say, is normal. I can get some dry spots here on my cheekbones, and my lips always get very dry as well. And I found that this is pretty good on my areas where I've got large pores. So the non-comedogenic thing from me is a thumbs up. Now, what I like about this, I think that the name is kind of very apt, a jelly cleanser, and that is basically what it is. That is the consistency. So I have tried all number of cleansers. I have tried like more milky cleansers, I have tried balms, I tried cream cleansers, oil cleansers. The oil cleansers do not work for me. I need to stay away from oil-based products. And this, actually, I would definitely recommend trying this out. I love the consistency, it goes on nice. I wouldn't have said it lathers up, and I actually use mine and remove it with a muslin cloth, which I just find for me is the most effective way. I also struggle to sometimes get off all my cleanser, especially in my hairline, because I sometimes go up a little bit too high if I don't use a cloth. Now, this one is also vegan, and the packaging is recyclable, which is a thumbs up, because there's a lot of beauty products out there which don't have recyclable packaging. The date on this, 18 months from the moment you open it, is how long you can keep this out for. But as I said a minute ago, this is really not going to last me very long because I've already used a quarter of it. Now, this one in this size was £15. However, and I haven't got to these products yet, I bought this as part of a set, which is another thing that Glossier do, if you're looking at trying, or if you really love certain products, they do little sets. So I actually bought this one in part of a set, but I'll get to the products that were in the set in a moment. So that's Milk Jelly Cleanser, and that one 110% gets a thumbs up from me. I couldn't really tell you any negatives other than the fact that it doesn't really go a long way. That would be my only kind of negative point on this one. Right, the next item within my order was the Milky Oil Makeup Remover, and this is supposed to remove waterproof eye makeup, and I suppose waterproof makeup in general. I only use this on my eyes. I use Hourglass Caution Mascara, and I'm not entirely sure if that is actually a waterproof mascara or if perhaps it comes in a waterproof formula, but I do find that it is very tough to get off of an evening, which is why I ordered this, to try it and to see. And admittedly, this stuff has been one of the only eye makeup removers that actually gets off my Hourglass mascara. So I genuinely hail this product. It's awesome. So as you can see, it comes in like a little sort of squirty bottle, and you'll probably be able to tell here, you'll maybe have a look closer on camera, that there is like a separation. So you have to give it a good shake before you use it. And then essentially you just squirt a bit of this onto a cotton pad, and you leave it over your eye or on the area where you've got your waterproof makeup. So I just leave it over my eye for a few seconds so that it can kind of really work into that mascara and eyeliner potentially. And then you just wipe away. And I don't really find that I have to scrub, because obviously around the eye area, that can be a very delicate area, and it's not somewhere that I want to be scrubbing and scrubbing. But this is really nice and gentle. I do not find that it stings, and it really does work at getting off that mascara. So this is the 100ml size. This is the only size this comes in. But again, you can see this is after a week's use. I've gone through quite a lot of this. I wear mascara on a daily basis unless I'm having an at-home day. I have worn it for the last week, and again, I've used the same amount as I have the cleanser. So I do think that one of these is probably going to last me about a month, which I'd say isn't great, especially with this particular product. Unlike the cleanser, this is not recyclable packaging, which really irks me, especially when brands can create some products which have got recyclable packaging. I'm like, why can this not be recyclable as well? Right, product number 3 is the solution, which is an exfoliating skin perfector. I would just say it's a toner. So it has the same sort of pump action nozzle, bottle, container as the Ren Daily Tonic, maybe it's called. I can't remember the precise name of it, but loads of you guys recommended for me to try that when I first started trying Ren products. And I'd say this is like on level par with that product as well, but this one isn't quite as large. Like, you don't get as much in here. This is 130ml. So it has this little squirty top. So you essentially just get your cotton wool pad and you pump it. I normally do about 3, maybe 4 pumps so that the cotton wool pad is relatively soaked. And then you just sweep that over your face. So you use this after cleansing and before moisturising. Now, it will depend on your skin type. As I said, I have combination skin, so I wouldn't have said that I have sensitive skin in any areas on my face, but I do find that just here, sort of on my cheekbones, once I finish cleansing, I'll use this a couple of minutes after. I don't leave it for, you know, like an hour until I use this product, but I'll find that there's just a little bit of tingling, but I love that. I love products that tingle. I don't like products that burn. I just like products that give a little bit of tingle. So I would read through some of the reviews of this just to kind of see if anyone else has a similar skin type to you. But for me personally, I love this. This was definitely one of my yes products. It's something that I would use daily. The only thing I would say is if you use a fake tanner on your face, like I do, I use some little drops in with my moisturiser. This will essentially strip the majority of your tan off your face. So you are going to have to tan every single evening in order to counteract the action of this bad boy. Bubblewrap is my next product. This, how do I summarise this? This was an epic letdown, basically. I expected this to very much be a miracle product, and I very quickly learned after the first use that it was not at all going to be a miracle product. So this is eye and lip plumping cream. So the fact that it's like dual purpose should have immediately set off alarm bells, because I feel like you do really need separate products. If anything, this is just a really good eye primer. Like, I just found that some of my eye makeup sat better when I use this. I felt that using it underneath the eye, the concealer, which I'm about to get to when I dive into the makeup section of this order, that sat a little bit nicer. I didn't notice any difference, any physical difference around my eyes, and definitely no physical difference in my lips. I'm not really interested in plumping up my lips, but obviously I thought I would just give this a test. I have a lot of eye creams where I do notice a visible difference. I'm using one by Elemis at the moment, and that is absolutely incredible. This, no. Right, the priming moisturiser. This was actually another win-win product for me. Because I have combination skin, I need to avoid oily products. So there is another moisturiser that they have, and I think it's called Priming Moisturiser Rich, and it's in a tub rather than a little tube like this. And that one I need to stay well away from. I'd say that one is for if you have dry skin and you really need that nourishing, heavy moisturiser. Whereas for me, I need something lighter, something that doesn't contain oil. And this was actually a really good purchase. I'm happy I got this. As with the majority of the products that I ordered, I'm actually a bit gutted that this is so small. And that was one thing that I noticed when I got the order. It was a first impression, if you will. When I started unboxing everything, I was like, is this a miniature? It's so tiny, especially for the price. I mean, I think the prices are quite reasonable, but I would have expected the tubes and the packaging and the amounts, the volumes to be much larger. So this one is 50ml. I don't think it comes in another size. I think that is literally just, you get this 50ml size. And yeah, I've already used quite a lot. This is not like the sort of product which you use in a pea size amount. I've been using several peas on my hands, and this even says on the packaging it's a buildable moisturiser. So depending on your skin, depending on the current climate, depending on when you're applying, you can actually build and layer this product. So I just feel like this is going to run out really, really quickly. I don't even know if this is going to last me a full month. So that's just something to bear in mind, especially if perhaps you're traveling or whatever. It doesn't go a long way. Bombcom. I have been dying to try this product for so long. And again, look at how teeny tiny this is. This was actually a product which was recommended to me by many of you guys when I was in my early days of sort of transitioning over to cruelty-free products. And I was saying, as I mentioned at the start of this video, that I wanted to find a really good alternative for the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream, which if you have that cream, or it's more of like a gel balm, it's a balm, isn't it? If you have that, you'll know it comes in a massive tube. And loads of you guys recommended this. And to be honest with you, if I look at something and it says 15ml, I have got diddly squat idea of what size packaging that's in. In fact, a lot of the time I don't even look at the millage. I'm telling you guys because I'm just trying to emphasise how teeny tiny these products are. But I expected this to be a ginormous size to equal the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream. It's not, it's tiny. But, and I know I keep whinging about the size of the products, but I love this so much. And you can use it in any number of places. I use it on my cuticles, sometimes use it on my eyebrows if I'm out and about and I perhaps haven't put anything in my eyebrows. You can use it just to sort of smooth them and tame them. You can use it in your hair even to tame flyaways if you had like a random little bit of hair sticking up. Because this is the kind of product which is what I used to use my 8-Hour Cream for all the time, and I just used to use it for any of those kind of quick fix things that you might need. Any little dry skin issues, anything like that is what I would use it for. But yeah, if again, like I said, you use that 8-Hour Cream and you're looking for an alternative, definitely try this. I would maybe just go for a couple of tubes just to add yourself a bit of variation. And as I said, there are some tinted ones as well, which might not necessarily work in other areas, but they would be nice as like a little lip balm slash glossy lip gloss. So Balm.com, double thumbs up from me. Right, now I feel that Balm.com was a really good transitional product from skincare into the makeup category because it's very much a double dipper. It kind of covers both areas. But now my first proper makeup product that I decided to try is the Perfecting Skin Tint. This has been a cult product for a good couple of years now. I've heard about this from numerous people, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to make a Glossier order, to be honest with you, but I did really want to wait for them to hit the UK because I am not a fan, as you all know, of customs charges. It's one of my least favourite things in life. So I have gone for this in the shade G10. And I'm just going to briefly touch on it again, but can we just look at the size of this? However, with this one, a little does actually go a long way. And I really like the design of this bottle. It's just a little, I don't know, what would you call that? It's not a pipette, is it? It's like a little squeezy, almost like a dropper bottle. I'm not going to do it here because I'll just waste the product, but you'll be able to see in the cutaways. You actually have to squeeze this bottle really hard to try and get the product out. And I hope that's not just a fault with this bottle because I actually like that about the design of this packaging. I find with a lot of, especially sort of base slash foundation products, you can use too much, and if there's a packaging which just allows you to squirt the stuff out, I just find that I don't want to waste it and wash it down the sink, or I spend ages trying to suck it back up into the bottle off my fingers, or I just apply too much to my face. Whereas with this, it's really difficult to over apply the product because you have to work so hard to get the actual product out. So I really like that, and you can choose your shades, and that is another really positive thing I found about the Glossier site. If it's a product that you can't buy within a store, I think it can be very difficult, or if perhaps you just really love online shopping and that's how you like to buy your beauty products, which is very much the type of person that I am. I love to shop for everything and anything online. I find it very difficult to try and find my shade. Whereas with Glossier, what they have, and you'll see this on the website, you go onto any of these kind of products, so the Skin Perfecting Tint and the Stretch Concealer, and you will see that actually what they've done is they have pictures of their models, but of all different races, all different skin colours, and actually what you'll find is that they show a suitability for, say, I think it's about 4 or 6 different models who all use a certain shade of that product. So I used that to find my shade, which, as I think I mentioned a minute ago, is G10. I went for the same shade in the Stretch Concealer as well, and it's perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better colour. So yes, try that. Make sure you check out that section on the product page so that you can get the right shade for your skin tone. Right, now I'm going to move on to the Stretch Concealer, which is the product that I've just been referencing while discussing the Skin Perfector. And this is essentially just a little pot of concealer. Very similar to most other concealers. However, this again is quite light. It's very sheer. It's got a subtle sort of sheen to it, which I very much like. But if you want something that's more matte, I'm tempted to use the word cakey. I'm sure anyone that loves a more matte concealer wouldn't use the word cakey, but that's how I feel when I wear them. I prefer something much more like this. The only thing I would say, this I've been using underneath my eyes just to brighten them a little bit. However, when it comes to areas like I've got a little blemish on my chin and it hasn't fully covered that up, so I would need to use a thicker concealer for something like a blemish. And also I have, as you all know, this massive dark spot over here on my right cheekbone, and it's not quite heavy enough. Even if you build, like add a bit of powder, it's not quite the right texture, consistency, thickness, coverage to cover that up. So Just something to bear in mind if you're looking for something that's heavier coverage. It goes amazingly well with the Skin Perfector, but only if you're looking for something really light and really fresh. So these are perfect products for summer. Like, I couldn't recommend them more. And I would definitely buy them as a set if you're looking to buy both, because obviously you'll save a few quid. Moving on to brows. Now, I know I've been doing all of my products individually, but these two I did buy again as another set. So I've got Boy Brow and Boy Flick. Right, I'm going to start off with Boy Brow first, because this product I really liked. I love the consistency, and one thing that I think is really important with a kind of brow gel, so that's essentially what it is, it's a tinted gel. Sorry, there's one of my eyebrow hairs there on the brush. One thing that I find is really important is the brush. The applicator sometimes is more important than the actual product itself. This brush is perfect. I think for brows, you need a teeny tiny brush so that you've got more precision. You do not need something that basically rivals a mascara brush. That is no good for brows. So the brush on this product I love. The consistency of the product I love. The colour of the product for my brows I also love. Now, I might not be the best test subject to talk about this product because my eyebrows are microbladed, so I don't actually have a lot of hair. I have more hair here in the sort of starting areas of my brows, but as we sort of peak out past the halfway point, especially on this side, basically from here onwards, I have like 3 hairs, which is why I have my eyebrows microbladed. But for those of you who have beautiful, natural, bushy brows, yes, buy it now because you just need to. It's such a good product just for like taming your brows. If you find that they're a little bit pale and you just need to make them a little bit more prominent, then yes, 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 yes. However, then we move on to Brow Flick. Now, on the Glossier Instagram, they have all of these pictures, which I know it's a brand, so they're going to be using advertising and whatnot. And this is one of those instances where I have been sucked into the advertising. One might argue that because I have my eyebrows microbladed, what use do I have for Brow Flick? But advertising, it's very much done its job on me on this occasion. I thought, do you know what, I'm going to buy this. It's essentially a little felt tip pen, so it's very similar to an eyeliner flick pen, something that would create a feline eyeliner look. And essentially what you can do with this, and I think this would be good for anyone that perhaps doesn't have their eyebrows microbladed, is, or at least this is what I thought before I bought the product. I'm just going to close that so it doesn't dry out, although it's useless because I never use this. I thought it'd be good for creating like little sort of a bushier look, for creating, because you can create very defined hairlines because of this streamlined nib. And on the Instagram, they even, and on the website even, they have someone's hand where they've actually drawn with these pens a pair of eyebrows, and they look so good. However, in reality, I don't find that this works. And I think, if you can hear this, I'll put it up to the microphone. It's got a little ball bearing in there so that it gets that product moving around. The only problem is when you use products like this, and I often find that I have a similar issue with eyeliner flick pens, is when you're applying this product, you are not lying down like this so that the ink and the product is running down. You're using it like this. And so where is the ink going? Down to the bottom of the pen, which is not where you need it to go. And that is where I find the failure of this product. You are fired. I feel like I'm on The Apprentice. I just didn't find, like, I tried to, what I wanted to do was create some slightly bushier areas around this sort of front section of my brow. And I was trying it, and just nothing was coming out. So I was putting it down and I was doing it on my hand, and I was like, it's coming out on my hand. And immediately turning the pen round and doing it up here. So I don't know if anyone's got a tip for using this, unless you like stick a mirror on the ceiling and you do it that way so that you have the pen the correct way. But that, Brow Flick, whatever, rubbish. I wouldn't even bother. If anyone has found that they do like this, Let us know your secrets, because I cannot use it. Rubbish. Right, guys, there we go. That is my first Glossier order. I have written a little list here of some of the items which I would like to try and which I actually do not want to try, so don't even recommend them to me. So basically, things that I don't want to try, the SPF, because it's only an SPF of 35, I want a minimum of 50, so 35 is just so far off my radar. Any of the serums, just because I think that serums are supposed to work, you know, in a kind of scientific sense, and this was one of those kind of scientific products that for me just didn't work, so I don't really want to waste my money on buying any of the serums. I've also got serums coming out of my ears up in the bathroom, so I don't really want to try those. And I think I referenced earlier the Rich Moisturiser, as it's oil-based. That one is going to be a no-go for me. However, products that I would like to try and I would love to hear your thoughts on are the Lash Slick Mascara, Halo Scope. I think that's how you pronounce it, Halo Scope. It's like the stick and it's a highlighter stick. And then lastly, from the skincare range, the Zit Stick. Because as I said, I have a little blemish here on my chin. I'd love to know if any of you guys have tried that and if you think it's a yay or a nay. Save me from wasting my money. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, leave me any questions, requests, comments, whatever, down in the comments section below. Make sure you share your experiences for all of these products as well, so that we can all share in our knowledge and experiences. And I will catch you all in the next video. Bye!